Increasing. Let's see what is increasing and decreasing. See, some function is increasing, then the slope means dy by dx, which is differentiation of the function. The meaning is differentiation of the function. தெரியுதா? ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன் f of x இருந்தால் அதை டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணால் f dash of x. A function y இருந்தால் டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணால் dy by dx, which is called the slope. If the slope is positive, then the function is an increasing function. Differentiated value is positive. The function will be an increasing function. So function got a graph. If it's increasing graph, na pare. If it's an increasing graph, obviously the slope will be positive. This is a decreasing graph in the side. So you do a slope, it will be negative slope. So basically you should understand that to decide whether a function is increasing or decreasing, you have to analyze whether the slope is negative or positive. If the slope is positive, the function is an increasing function. A slope is negative, the function is a decreasing function. A simple upward parabola is the best example. You know, this side of the curve is an increasing function. You do a slope, it's positive, dy by dx. This side of it is, you come from here, it's a decreasing function. From the left you come to the right, it is a decreasing function. And when you do a slope, obviously what is a slope? It's dy by dx. You see it's a negative slope. So what decides whether the function is increasing or decreasing is basically the slope. The slope is positive, it's increasing. The slope is negative, it is decreasing. Supposing you must have heard, did you attend the maxima minima classes? Yeah. So you know there is a maxima or a minima, the slope there is 0. The maxima or minima, the slope there is 0. But whether the function is increasing or decreasing, when you put that slope is 0, you get a value of x, right? And you substitute normally in the question. In maxima minima, substitute in the question. In the maxima is the function. Yeah, so you substitute the question. But here, once you get the dy by dx is equal to 0, you put it on the number line. Suppose you get x is equal to 2, you put it on the number line. Analyze what's happening before and after. Because about this function, this increasing curve and this decreasing curve. So you have to given an example before and after. In the dy by dx that you would have found, and analyze whether it's positive or negative, and so you understand that it obviously in the left side of it will be positive, the right side of this curve it will be negative. So basically you understand that in a maxima the left side will be increasing, which is dy by dx will obviously be positive, the right side the dy by dx will be negative. For a minima, this is general knowledge, okay, for a minima you know that left side will be negative, right side will be dy by dx will be positive, and this is the point at which dy by dx is equal to 0 maximum. So always we proceed for maxima minima. You differentiate value, equate to 0, then you get an x value. In maxima minima substitute in the function, but in increasing decreasing you have to put it on the number line, give an example before and after, and substitute in dy by dx and analyze if it's positive or negative. Are you clear? Okay, and that's the point number 1 I would like you to know. Next, point number 2 is, supposing this function is like this, dy by dx is like this, or a function is like this, a strictly increasing function. Can you see? But this is not strictly increasing. It is increasing definitely from here to here, but not strictly increasing, because at some point the growth was stagnant. The dy by dx was 0. So this is a general increasing function.
So the value before the dy by dx is 0 or should be positive?
No. You have to only listen to what I am saying. This whole function definitely is an increasing function. But this function is a strictly increasing function. This function in here, the first graph, is a strictly increasing function. Strictly increasing function is where you don't have dy by dx to be 0. dy by dx slope 0 way ahadu. It will constantly keep growing. Whereas in this, the dy by dx will be 0 at some instant. Are you clear? In an increasing function, it's allowed that the slope can be 0. You still grown, right? See, if you're going taller, suddenly growth is stopped and again you've grown. At the end of the day, you've grown. But you're not strictly increasing, it's just increasing. But here it is strictly increasing. Or you can talk about population. The population was increasing. In China it was increasing, then it became stagnant because a lot of rules and regulations, and now they want to increase the population again. So then you can talk about it as an increasing function. For India it has always been increasing, so it is strictly increasing. Nowhere the dy by dx will be 0 for a strictly increasing function. The slope will never be 0 for a strictly increasing function. The slope can be 0 for an increasing function. So you should understand the word strictly. Similarly, strictly decreasing. This is strictly decreasing function. Whereas this is decreasing, stagnant and decreasing. It's just decreasing function. In a decreasing function, it's allowed for dy by dx to be equal to 0. Are you clear with this? You understood the basic difference? The first point you should know, they ask you about maxima, minima. You differentiate it equal to 0 to get the x value, substitute in the function. Maxima, what is the value of maxima? It refers to function. But here, if it's increasing, decreasing, dy by dx equated to 0, put a number line and give interval, example here, and put it in dy by dx and see, analyze if it's positive or negative. This is the introduction. As long as you're clear with this, we can proceed with the textbook sums. You have the textbook with you? So let's look at the first sum. The first sum in exercise 6.2 is the function f of x is given to be 3x plus 17. What do? You're supposed to differentiate it equal to 0. But when I differentiate this, I get 3. How can I equate it to 0? I cannot. I can't equate it 3 is equal to 0. No, that shows the slope is anyway positive, a positive 3. We got the slope value itself. It's definitely strictly increasing. Never will it become equal to 0 on strictly increasing function, and it does not depend on value of x. It is independent of the value of x. The slope is not dependent on x value. So x is an element of, for all x is an element of R, the function is a strictly increasing function. Are you clear? So let's go to next question. F of x is equal to e to the power 2x. Let's differentiate this. F dash of x is equal to e to the power 2x into 2. Can you ever equate it to 0? You cannot. Exponential function itself is like this. It never touches 0. So then it's not possible. So it's an ever increasing function. So it's strictly increasing function. Even when x is equal to 0, e to the power 0 is 1. So it's a strictly increasing function. Function for all x is an element of R. So let's go to next sum. Third question. F of x is equal to sin x. F dash of x is equal to cos x. You'll think of equating it to 0, getting the value of x, putting it in the number line, which is what I told you. Correct? Differentiate it, equate to 0, get the value of x, put it in the number line. I won't do that. For a trigonometric function where I have cos x, I know all school taught children 0 to pi by 2, cos is positive. 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, the cos is positive, and the cos x is the slope. I know the slope is positive here, so it's increasing. The slope is positive here, so it's increasing. The slope is negative here, so it's decreasing. The slope is negative here, so it's decreasing. I don't have to necessarily equate a cos x to 0. I know where cos x can be positive and negative. So when it comes to trigonometric function, my brain works differently. All school taught children. Are you clear? So let's write the interval 0 to pi by 2. The dy by dx is positive. The function is increasing. A pi by 2 to pi, dy by dx was negative and it's decreasing. A pi to 3 pi by 2, it's again negative, so it's decreasing. A 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, it's positive, so it's increasing. Now we have written the interval according to this. Now sum is not over. I'm going to write the answer for increasing and strictly increasing, okay, for which I should know what is the slope, because slope can be 0 for increasing or decreasing, but slope cannot be 0 for strictly increasing, strictly decreasing. At pi by 2 in the right end, come to the right end, find the slope. Cos 90 is 0. Slope is becoming 0, so I have to write only open bracket. For if the question is about strictly, the word strictly is there. I cannot include where the slope is 0. Cos 0 is 1. This I can include. I'm allowed to include. The condition for strictly is nowhere the slope should be 0. Others I can include. The rest of it I can't include. Are you clear? So here the slope is 0, so I can't include. Cos pi is minus 1, so I can include. Okay. cos pi is minus 1, so I can include. Cos 3 pi by 2 is 0, so I can't include. Then the slope here is 0, I can't include. A cos 2 pi is 0, the cos 2 pi is 1 and so I can include. So you understood how I am writing the inclusive bracket analysis? Okay, don't include. Don't include, include. Include, don't include. Don't include, include. Wherever the slope is not cos 2 pi is 1, wherever the slope is non-zero, I can include. Where the slope is 0, I can't include. When it comes to strictly, if it's general increasing decreasing, write the same thing, but everything can be written in close bracket because the slope can be 0. The question is not strictly in the word illa. It's just write the interval in which it's just increasing and decreasing. Then you put a close bracket everywhere. 0 to pi by 2, it's increasing. Pi by 2 to pi, close bracket, it's decreasing. A pi to 3 pi by 2, it's decreasing. A 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, it is increasing. But study this, come to this point. Can you see that this pi by 2 to pi and pi to 3 pi by 2, which is here, pi by 2 to pi and pi to 3 pi by 2, it's continuously decreasing here, yeah, and at this point at the cos pi, okay, so then let's analyze. It's continuously decreasing. What about cos pi? Cos pi is minus 1. So can you see? No, we are only analyzing for increasing and decreasing. But you're not supposed to say the word strictly for the right side. I am doing analysis for the right side, which is only increasing and decreasing. I wrote the answer. I'm just thinking, can I consolidate these two and write it as one unit? Because anyway it's decreasing and decreasing. So can I write it from pi by 2 to 3 by 2? On the whole it's also increasing, correct? It's decreasing. So pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, on the whole itself it is decreasing. I don't have to necessarily split it up into 2. I can write it as increasing, increasing and decreasing like this also, correct? So then that's about it. You have to write a close bracket everywhere when it's simply increasing and decreasing and not strictly. So let's go to next question. There's another part C, which is with an interval 0 to pi. Is it increasing or decreasing? Look at 0 to pi. It is
0 to pi by 2, 10 pi by 2 to pi.
0 to pi by 2 means it's increasing. But pi by 2 to pi, it is decreasing. So you can't, for entire interval 0 to pi, we are not able to say one answer. You have to split it up at 0 to pi by 2 and pi by 2 to pi. Then only we can say it's increasing and it's decreasing. Here it's neither increasing nor decreasing. Neither increasing nor decreasing, for the simple reason that half the interval it's increasing, half the interval it's decreasing. You can't say na like that. Half சாப்பிட்டாச்சா சாப்பிடலனா ஒன்று சாப்பிட்டாச்சுன்னு சொல்லுவேன் இல்லை சாப்பிட்டேன் ஆனால் சாப்பிடல. It's like that. For the entire interval, you are not able to say properly. So it's neither increasing nor decreasing. Are you clear? So let's go to next sum. Fourth question. F of x is equal to 2x square minus 3x. 2x square minus 3x. So you're talking about an f dash of x. 4x minus 3. Algebra, you are allowed to equate it to 0, put it on the number line, give examples, you understand? Now you can equate it to 0. Make sure this is your slope. You're going to equate it to 0, so you get x is equal to 3 by 4. So you got x is equal to 3 by 4. Now take it and substitute, or put it in the number line. Number line has got a 3 by 4. So it will be before one example is 0, after one example is 1. Substitute it in this slope. 4, it's possible. You don't have to find the answer. Minus 3, 0 potena, it's minus 3, so negative. You don't have to write minus 3. You just have to write negative or positive. Therefore, it's decreasing here. Put 1 here, it's positive. So it's increasing here. Put a minus infinity and a plus infinity. So minus infinity 3 by 4. It is decreasing. Dy by dx is negative, so it's decreasing. And a 3 by 4 to infinity, dy by dx is positive, so it's increasing. You tabulate panikla, you can do it. But the question is strictly,
Inclusive of 3 by 4.
that's what. If the question is strictly increasing or decreasing, or just simply increasing and decreasing. Now let's analyze. Okay, you are the one who equated to 0, the slope. So you know that the slope here is 0, the slope here is 0, and if it's strictly, you can never include. And of course, you cannot include the infinity also.
Yes.
So therefore,
It's not strictly increasing or decreasing.
no. If the question is about strictly, you are not supposed to put a closed bracket, you are supposed to put only a open bracket because the slope becomes 0 there.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Now, if the question is about increasing, decreasing, not the word strictly is not there, then minus infinity still cannot be included. Can never include minus infinity or plus infinity. But the 3 by 4 can be included and say it's decreasing. And a 3 by 4 to infinity can say that it's increasing. Are you clear? Somewhere little clarity is missing? No? Okay. So can I go to next sum? The next sum is the fifth question, where it's 2x cube minus 3x square minus 36x plus 7 is the function. So obviously f dash of x is equal to 6x square minus 6x minus 36. You're going to equate it to 0. Before which you take the 6 out. X square minus x minus 6 is equal to, just factorize it. 3 2s are 6. X square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. So 6 into x minus 3 plus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. 6 into x plus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So this is your slope. From here you know x has to be equal to minus 2 and x has to be equal to 3. Put it on the number line with a minus 2 here and a 3 here. Give an example before minus 2 is minus 3. An example after, between this is 0, this is 4, and there's a minus infinity and a plus infinity. You're going to substitute this in the slope because this is your f dash of x. And you're going to analyze only. Minus 3 inga potaka, it will be negative. Minus 3 inga pota negative, negative, positive, so it is increasing. 0 inga pota, 0 here and 0 here, negative. So it is decreasing. 4 at the slope la pota, it's positive, so it is increasing. Sorry, positive, so it is increasing. So write it in the order. Minus infinity till minus 2 it's increasing. Minus 2 to 3 it is decreasing. And a 3 to infinity it is increasing. Now read the question. Is the word strictly is there? Or is it just increasing and decreasing? Yeah? You are the one who have equated to 0. And these points you got by equating 0 dy by dx. So you know the slope is definitely 0 here. Definitely 0 here. Definitely 0 here. Definitely 0 here. So you have to not include all this. But when it is simply increasing and decreasing, minus infinity you cannot include. But a minus 2 you can include. A minus 2 you can include. A 3 you can include. A 3 you can include. An infinity you can't include. That gives you, and this increasing, decreasing and increasing. Are you clear how the question is? Like depending on that you have to answer. Each question has got different questions. Each textbook has got different. In some book there's a word strictly, some book there's no strictly. So I'm telling you to write both answers and I hope you understood. So let's go to sixth question. An x square plus 2x plus 1.
Strictly increasing, the slope should be 0. No, it should not be 0.
Strictly increasing, if the slope is 0 you have to put an open bracket.
Okay.
The word strictly is there, when the slope is 0 you have to put a open bracket.
Okay.
But when simply increasing, decreasing, slope is 0 also, you can put a closed bracket there. Are you clear? So this is f of x. Let's do an f dash of x, which is 2x plus 2. 2 into x plus 1. Okay, is equal to 0. இது கட்டம் போட்டு வச்சுக்கோ, எப்பயுமே சொல்லுவேன். Solve பண்ணதுன்னா you have to கட்டம் போட்டு வச்சுக்கணும். அப்பதான் easy. You know from here x is equal to minus 1. Put it on the number line. Give an example before. Give an example after. When substitute it in x. Minus 2 will be negative. So it's decreasing. 0 if you put it's positive, so it is increasing. A minus infinity and a plus infinity. Minus infinity till minus 1 it's decreasing. A minus 1 to infinity it is increasing. Correct? Because of the slope being positive and negative. Yeah? You have to write that. Okay, the dy by dx is negative. The dy by dx is positive and all that. Okay, are you clear? Now, but the question is strictly, you are the one who has equated to 0. And you know that here it's going to be 0, here the slope is going to be 0, so never inclusive bracket open bracket. But the question is just increasing and decreasing. Close bracket at -1 and -1 to infinity and decreasing and increasing. Are you clear? Different ways of answering. So let's go to B. 10 minus 6x minus 2x square. This is f of x. F dash of x is equal to -6 minus 4x is equal to 0. Either frame panada. Just take the minus 2x out. So that you have a 2 plus 3, is it? A 2, sorry, you can't take a 2x out. You have to take a 2 out. Minus 2 has to be taken out. So you get a 2x plus 3. And then frame this equation. So that this your dy by dx, you have to get back to this, is equal to 0. So then multiply and verify. Yeah, it's coming correct. So you know x is equal to minus 3 by 2. Put it on the number line. This is minus 1.5. So minus 2 can be an example and a 0 can be an example. The minus infinity and a plus infinity. Substitute minus 2 here. It's minus 4. No. Substitute in dy by dx. You're not in sync with me. X. This is the example. You're going to substitute in dy by dx. Why should I substitute the function? I'm supposed to substitute in the dy by dx. We are doing increasing, decreasing. You said the word function. You substitute in the slope. So minus 2 inga pota, minus 4, negative, positive. So it is increasing. 0 inga pota, it will be negative. So it's decreasing. So minus infinity till minus 3 by 2, it's increasing. Minus 3 by 2 infinity, it is decreasing. Having said that, you know that where the word strictly is there, you are the one who have equated to 0. So it has to be only with the open bracket. The question does not have strictly, then you can write minus infinity till minus 3 by 2 close bracket. It's increasing, and close bracket minus 3 by 2 to infinity, it is decreasing. So let's go to next question. The next question is minus 2c minus 2x cube minus 9x square minus 12x plus 1 is a function. As usual, do your f dash of x, which is minus 6x square minus 18x plus 12 minus 12. What is common here? Minus 6 is common. You get an x square plus 3x plus 2. Can we factorize this? 2 ones are 2. Minus 6 into x square plus 2x plus 1x plus 2. Minus 6 into x plus 2 plus 1 into x plus 2. X, something is wrong? Correct, x plus 2. So it's minus 6 into x plus 1 into x plus 2. And you are going to equate this to 0, and this is the cuttam pottu vechikano. This is your dy by dx. Not all this, because the analysis becomes easier when it is in this format. So therefore, you know x is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to minus 2. Put it in the number line where minus 1 is here, minus 2 is here, minus infinity is here, infinity is here. Minus 3 is an example. Minus 1.5, which is 3 by 2 is an example. And a 0 is an example. You're going to substitute these values in the x dy by dx. Minus 3 inga pottina, x bala negative. Minus 3 inga potal negative. Negative will become negative, so it will be decreasing. Minus 3 by 2. Minus 3 by 2 plus 1 will be negative. Minus 3 by 2 plus 2 will be positive. So negative, it's positive, so it is increasing. 0 potena, it's negative, so it's decreasing. So write it minus infinity till minus 2, it's decreasing. Minus 2 to minus 1, it's increasing. Minus 1 to infinity, it is decreasing. If the question is strictly, this is the way I would write the answer, with all open brackets, because these are the points at which the slope has been equated to 0, and I got these points. Whereas when the question is not strictly just increasing, decreasing, you know what to do. Minus 2, minus 1 and minus 1 can be written with a square bracket. I am stopping to write that. Okay, you understood? So I hope you understand. I will go to the next question. So the sum is E, which is x plus 1 the whole to the power. Is this the right one? No, there's one sum which I have left. Okay, so then 6 minus D. 6 minus 9x minus x square. F dash of x will be minus 9 minus 2x is equal to 0. Minus value எடுத்துடலாம். Write it as 2x plus 9 is equal to 0. So x is equal to minus 9 by 2. take that and put it here, is 4.5, minus 4.5. So the minus 5 and a 0, minus infinity plus infinity. I'm going to substitute this in the slope, and which is the slope? This is the slope. Minus 5 potina, 5 2s are 10, negative, negative, positive, so it is increasing. 0 potina, it's negative, decreasing. So minus infinity till minus 9 by 2 open bracket, it's increasing. A minus 9 by 2 till infinity, it is decreasing. This is what is answer for strictly. Otherwise, you know what to do. Can I go to the next question? As E, x plus 1 the whole cube into x minus 3 the whole cube. This is my f of x. I'm going to do f dash of x, which is differentiate is u and v. முதல்ல இருக்கிறத அப்படியே எழுது, ரெண்டாவது இருக்கிறத டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணு, ப்ளஸ் ரெண்டாவது இருக்கிறத அப்படியே எழுது, முதல்ல இருக்கிறத டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணு. Now take out what is common. X plus 1 the whole square is common, a 3 is common, x minus 3 the whole square is common. So you will be left with an x plus 1, and here you will be left with an x minus 3. So 3 into x plus 1 the whole square into x minus 3 the whole square into 2x minus 2. Take the 2 out. 6 into x plus 1 the whole square into x minus 3 the whole square into x minus 1 is equal to 0. And this is the analysis slope which I am going to do analysis for. And you know, therefore x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to 3, and x is equal to 1. Write it on the number line. There will be a minus 1 and 1 and a 3, minus infinity and an infinity. So then what is the example? Minus 2. What's the example? 0. What's the example? 2. What's the example? 4. You know what? I'm going to tell you something which is very important. This is a square number. Whatever you put, it's going to be positive. Whatever this is, it's going to be positive. The only determining factor therefore is x minus 1. So you should write x plus 1 the whole square is always positive. X minus 3 the whole square is always positive. So x minus 1 is the only deciding factor. So put minus 2 here, negative, so it's decreasing. 0 here, it's negative, so it's decreasing. 2 here, it's positive, so increasing. 4 here, it's positive, so increasing. So write it, minus infinity till minus 1, it's decreasing. Minus 1 to plus 1, it's decreasing. 1 to 3, it's increasing. And a 3 to infinity, it is increasing. Correct? You know, these are the points at which the slope is already 0. Correct? So I'm not supposed to include those when the asked question is about strictly. What if the question is generally increasing, decreasing? I'm going to do this. Because this is increasing and increasing, this is decreasing and decreasing. And I can do that. When it's decreasing, slope becomes 0 and decreasing. It still will be decreasing. I can write minus infinity till 1 open bracket. Close bracket. Sorry, close bracket. You understand? And when it is increasing, it's increasing and slope becomes 0 and still increasing. It's still increasing, it's okay for 0. என்ன பண்ணுறேன்? ஸோ இது இன்க்ரீசிங் அண்ட் டிக்ரீசிங், இது ஃபுல் இன்டர்வல் சேர்த்துக்கலான்னு போது 1 to open bracket infinity square bracket. புரிஞ்சுதா? How வெறும் இன்க்ரீசிங் டிக்ரீஸ்னா how our analysis itself changes பார்த்தியா? புரியுதா? ஸோ let's go to next sum. 7th question. Y is equal to log of 1 plus x minus 2x by 2 plus x. கீழே டினாமினேட்டர் 0 ஆகக்கூடாதுன்னு x cannot be minus 2ன்னு எல்லா சம்லையும் கொடுத்துருவாங்க. ஓகே, எக்ஸ் எந்த காரணத்தை கொண்டு minus 2 இருக்கக்கூடாது, அதை கடைசியில் மனசில் வச்சுக்கலாம். இதை டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணலாம். dy by dx 1 by 1 plus x minus இது you have to differentiate it as u by v. கீழே இருக்கிறது அப்படியே எழுது, மேலே டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணால் 2 மைனஸ் மேலே இருக்கிறது அப்படியே எழுது, கீழே டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணால் 1 by 2 plus x தி ஹோல் ஸ்கொயர். ஸோ இப்படி தான் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, 1 by 1 plus x இது எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணால் இது 4 minus 2x plus 4 எப்படி சால்வ் ஆகுது? திஸ் அ மைனஸ் விச் இஸ் காமன் ஆல்சோ. 4 plus 2x minus 2xன்னு இருக்கா, இந்த மைனஸ் வெளியவே இருக்கா, by 2 plus x தி ஹோல் ஸ்கொயர். திஸ் அண்ட் திஸ் கெட்ஸ் கேன்சல். இப்போது நீ என்ன பண்ணணும்? யூ ஹாவ் டு டேக் எல்சிஎம். முதல்லலாம் எல்சிஎம் எல்லாம் எடுக்கக்கூடாது, டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணிவிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் எல்சிஎம் எடுத்தேன்னா. Can you just revise what I taught you instead of doing with so then it's 2 plus x the whole square minus 4 minus 4x. இது expand பண்ணா it's 4 plus 4x plus x square minus 4 minus 4x by 1 plus x into 2 plus x the whole square. The best part is this is what is your dy by dx. You're going to equate it to 0. இதை கட்டம் போட்டு வச்சுக்க போகிற. ஆனால் x is equal to 0 மட்டும் தான் கிடைக்கும். ஒரே இன்டர்வல் தான். x is equal to 0. எடுத்து நம்பர் லைனில் போட்டேன்னா one example minus 1, other example is plus 1. Here what is the determining factor? X square is always positive. 2 plus x the whole square is always positive. So 1 by 1 plus x is the only deciding factor. You must write everything. I'm just saying here, but you must write it in the exam hall. Only deciding factor. You can't put a minus 1. When you put a minus 1, the slope itself is becoming undefined. You can't get dy by dx to be undefined. So I can't analyze for a minus 1. Because according to this, x cannot be minus 1. X cannot be minus 2. These are the conditions. Can you see a slope, you get it like this, the denominator cannot be equal to 0. So I cannot analyze for minus 1, I cannot analyze for minus 2. But if you see in the question, they would have themselves given to analyze only x is greater than minus 1. They are already saying in the question, analyze after minus 1. Don't analyze for minus 1 or less than minus 1. So what is the example from minus 1 to 0? Is minus 1 by 2 and 1. If you're going to put it here, minus 1 by 2 you put also positive only. 1 you put also it's positive. It's increasing and increasing only. And at this point, at 0, it will be, when that is when the dy by dx itself is 0. If the question is about just increasing, not strictly increasing, just increasing, which means it's increasing, it's becoming 0 and increasing. So I can write open bracket minus 1 till open bracket infinity varaikum. It is always increasing. But if the question changes for strictly increasing, I have to write open bracket minus 1 till 0 open bracket, because at this point m is 0, this point is undefined. I can't include both. At which it is increasing, and an open bracket 0 till infinity of open bracket, it is decreasing. The question is about strictly, but the question will not be strictly. The question is only general increasing, where you know increasing 0 and increasing means you should write a general statement like this. Are you clear? So let's go to 8th question. Y is equal to x into x minus 2 the whole square. This is like y is equal to x square into x minus 2 the whole square. So dy by dx is equal to முதல்ல இருக்கிறது அப்படியே எழுது, ரெண்டாவது இருக்கிறது டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்ணு, ப்ளஸ் ரெண்டாவது இருக்கிறது அப்படியே எழுது, முதல்ல இருக்கிறது டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்ணு, is equal to 0. இங்கே என்ன காமன் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 2x is common, x minus 2 is also common. So what are you left with? 1x here plus 1 here. An x minus 2 here. Two x into x minus 2 into 2x minus 2. Can I take a 2 out from here? So it will become 4x into x minus 2 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore you understand x is equal to 0, x is equal to 2, x is equal to 1. Put it in the number line as 0, 1 and 2, minus infinity and plus infinity, minus so then half is another example, 3 by 2 is another example, 3 is another example. You're going to take all this and substitute in the slope. Analyze. Minus 1 potina, negative, negative, negative. 3 negatives makes it negative, so decreasing. Half potina, this will be negative. This is half pota positive, this is half pota negative. This is half pota negative, 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 positive, so it's increasing. 3 by 2 pota, 3 by 2, 3 by 2, negative. 3 by 2 minus 2 will be negative. Okay, 3 by 2 minus 1 positive. So then therefore it's negative, so it's decreasing. 3, yeah.
Okay.
And 3 potana, it will be positive. You slowly do it at home, and I'm doing it in a hurry burry. So then therefore minus infinity till 0 it's decreasing, 0 to 1 it is increasing, 1 to 2 it's decreasing, and a 2 to infinity it is increasing. ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவாக தான் இருக்குது. ஸோ ஐ டோன்ட் அதனால எனக்கு கவலை இல்லை. ஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்லினா இப்படி போட்டுருவேன், ஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்லி இல்லைனா க்ளோஸ் ப்ராக்கெட் போட்டுருவேன். ஐ யூ கிளியர்? இதில் ஒன்றும் அனாலிசிஸ் ஒன்றும் பெருசாக இல்லை. ஸோ the next question is the 9th question. Y is equal to 4 sin theta by 2 plus cos theta minus theta. A dy by d theta. This is u by v கீழே இருக்கிறது அப்படியே எழுது. மேலே இருக்க டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணால் 4 cos theta மைனஸ் மேலே இருக்கிறத அப்படியே எழுது. கீழே இருக்க டிஃப்ரென்ஷியேட் பண்ணால் மைனஸ் sin theta. Therefore put a plus and a sin square theta instead of multiplying by a 2 plus cos theta the whole square, and minus theta is minus 1. Now you are allowed to take an LCM. Expand this. 4 cos theta plus 4 cos square theta plus a 4 sin square theta minus 2 plus cos theta the whole square. So then 4 cos square theta 4 sin square theta is just 4. A 4 cos theta plus 4 minus this, expand this, 2 plus cos theta the whole square is 4 plus cos square theta plus 4 cos theta by 2 plus cos theta the whole square. Open the bracket. This is not 4 cos theta, it's 8 cos theta. Are you listening? So 8 cos theta, when you open the bracket, it 8 cos theta plus 4 minus 4 minus cos square theta minus 4 cos theta by a 2 plus cos theta the whole square. A 4 and 4 get cancelled. This and this can get subtracted. A 4 cos theta minus cos square theta by 2 plus cos theta the whole square. So cos theta can be taken out common. A 4 minus cos theta by 2 plus cos theta the whole square. This is my dy by dx. And you know, you don't have to equate it to 0 because trigonometric function. So you know that this is always positive because cos theta lies between minus 1 plus 1. 4 minus cos theta is always positive. 2 plus cos theta whole square is always positive. So cos theta is the only deciding factor. And you know, all school taught your children, first and the fourth quadrant, it is going to be positive. First and the fourth quadrant, it's positive, so it's increasing. And the second and the third quadrant, it's decreasing because that's when cos theta is negative. So then 0 to pi by 2, it is increasing. A pi by 2 to pi, it is decreasing. A pi to 3 pi by 2, it is decreasing. A 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, it is increasing. Okay, but the thing, this is cos theta is only deciding factor. But the question is strictly you'll write like this. Yeah, you're not supposed to include. Let's see, I don't know. You have to find the slope and see because you never equated to 0 here. So you find the slope here. Cos 90 is 0. Cos 90 is 0. But cos pi is minus 1, so you can include. Cos pi is minus 1, so you can include. A 3 pi by 2 you can't include because the slope here is 0. And the slope here is 0, so you can't include. A cos 2 pi is 1, so you can include. So when strictly you have to answer like this. When it is not strictly, 0 to pi by 2 close bracket, it's increasing. Yeah, from here to here itself it is decreasing. That is from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 on the whole itself you can write as decreasing, and a 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi it's again increasing. Correct? You can analyze and see if this is right. It's about cos, and cos 90 is 0, cos 180 is minus 1, and cos 270 is cos 270 is 0. So you can't do it. You can't do this here. No, I'm sorry. You have to cut it. Okay, 0 to pi by 2, then pi by 2 to pi, a pi to 3 pi by 2, and a 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. You have to write it like this, all inclusive brackets, but all inclusive brackets, and write decreasing. What did I do? 0 to pi by 2 is increasing, next is decreasing, decreasing. In this I cannot write together. Why? You know what is the function? The function has got what? It's very difficult to analyze whether it's on the whole it's decreasing. It's very difficult because it's a function itself is such a complex function. You understand? So just split it up and write it. Don't write it together. Are you clear? So the last question, the 10th sum is a logarithmic function. A dy by dx is equal to 1 by x. You can't equate it to 0 because 1 by x can never be equal to 0. So yeah, 1 by x can never be equal to 0. 1 by any number is never equal to 0, and therefore I can't equate to 0. Just study for when x cannot be 0. So when x is lesser than 0, dy by dx is negative. When x is greater than 0, dy by dx is positive. And that's exactly what the question is. They're asking me to analyze from 0 to infinity. It is always positive. That's all. Okay.